Thanks, Mark. It is time for Mental Wellness Wednesday, and we're here with our dear friend of the show, Dr. Tracy Alloway, to talk about some frightening flight or fight.
Yes, that's right. It's Halloween season, and there's a lot of push for people who want to be scared, who want to seek that thrill. And the big question is, what is it doing for our mental health?
Right, exactly.
So the first thing is, why do some brains like fear or respond more to this kind of fear? And some researchers talk about it in the context of dopamine, that the fight or flight mechanism releases dopamine, a kind of reward mechanism in the brain. And for some people, they need more of it, which is why they seek it out even more.
Clearly not me. From these. So these are some images from me at the 13th floor to just reiterate your point. Some people like more of it. It's more dopamine for their brains. I'm not one of those people.
And it's good to know that about yourself too, so you don't have to put yourself in that situation. Right. Now, some researchers also talk about how Halloween can be therapeutic, not therapy, but therapeutic, in the context that it includes this defense mechanism that we call sublimation, which is you take something that could be harmful, like a fear response, and channel it into something helpful. So as long as you know, and I'm not sure if you do, but in this clip, if you know that you are really safe, that you're not actually in danger or at risk, this could be a helpful way to kind of manage some of these fears. And typically Halloween, they're exaggerated images of our basic fear mechanism. So deep down, and again, researchers show that while we have that fear response, that fight or flight response very quickly, it just takes milliseconds for us to recalibrate, calm down, even laugh about it, because we know that it's just a healthy, safe environment for us to express these fears.
Yeah, clearly that was not my mindset when I was at the 13th floor. But going into Halloween, how can people navigate this safely with their kids? Because you don't want to scare them so they're traumatized for their entire adult life, like maybe me. So how can parents navigate this Halloween?
Yeah, and such a great question. And this is important to keep in mind as parents, depending on the age of your child, that the fight or flight mechanism that we're talking about also activates a specific type of memory. It's called a flashbulb memory, and it's when we connect an emotion, a very strong emotion. It could be positive, but in this case, it's very likely negative. And we then ingrain that into our memory as a very strong and persistent memory. So as a parent, evaluate the level of intensity this fear is going to create in your child.
I think that's a great way to put it, because I was actually at the gym this morning, and there were a couple moms talking about, well, we're going to the haunted house and we're taking, you know, the names of their children, and it's like, well, is it going to be scary? Well, I don't know. And they were talking about how to go about that. They were like, well, I don't want him to be scared. I want him to understand that it's make believe, that it's pretend, but I also, you know, want him to be able to articulate how he's feeling. So it's a really interesting season. You don't think about having to navigate holidays like this with your kids in terms of mental wellness.
That's right, and I think this is a great opportunity for the parent and child to have that conversation, like you pointed out. You can ask them, is this something they want to do? And some children may straight up say, no, I don't like being scared. And that's okay too. It's important as parents to understand that and not feel like you have to push them, because it is an artificial response that we're creating in the child, an artificial fear response. And if they don't want to participate, it's fine.
Right, and like you said, articulating what it is that scares them. Like, is it the dark space? Is it the scary? For me, it was the murderous rabbit. That was scary.
And it could be touch for some children too. They may not like that type of sensation either.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for bringing this, to us, and always being willing to share your great tips and tricks and all of your knowledge with us. Where can we stay connected with you if we want to learn more?
Yeah, I'm on social media, Dr. Tracy Alloway, and I'd love to connect with everyone.
Well, thank you, Dr. Alloway. We really appreciate it. Mark?